And we are live on Tuesday evening, November 19th, 2024. Hello, everyone. Carla's here from Oklahoma. Linda, my Michigander friend. Ruth Ellen McDonald is here from Northern Virginia and can't wait to see what I have in store for you tonight. Ruth Ellen, I have something different in store tonight, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. Jean is here from New York and Linda from New York. Hello, my friend. Charlene is here from Colorado. Evelyn, so good to see you from Indiana. And there's Cactus Deb from Glendale. Evelyn, oh, I got you twice, Evelyn. Thank you for coming in. Nancy, hey girl, haven't seen you in what, a few hours? Thanks for joining us. Alice is here from Colorado. Welcome, welcome. And Pacola is here from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think it was Albuquerque that I saw you guys had some snow or bad weather down there. Yeah, so I hope that's all straightened up and cleaned up for you, Picola. And Patty's here from Georgia. My goodness, we're getting the whole US really represented well here. So tonight we are going to be exploring some spin effects 5. And I've got our regular set out, which has the 3.5, the 5.5, 7.5, 9.5, and 11.5 inch templates. And this is what the three smallest ones look like. The markings on them are really, really nice. We have our vertical center here, and then we have our bottom horizontal and our top horizontal. And of course, these will go in our um our 45-degree line, I'm sorry, and 60-degree line. And then the spin effects, all of our spin effects can be used on a pin. And the design that I've chosen for tonight, I was going to try on a pin, but it did not work out for the sizing that I needed. We are going to start off with the 3.5 inch. So I'm going to put that over here and I'm going to show you a couple other templates that we're going to work with here. I'm going to show you something new and different to use with your circles on quilts tonight as well. And Gail made it here from Maine. Welcome, Gail. Jan, so good to see you. I know. I haven't seen you since Friday, right? Marcia from North Carolina and Pam from Maine. So we have two Maine people here tonight. Jean from Washington. Hello. So nice that you could be here with us. I love it when my friends show up. That is just awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. Okay. And what we're going to do is we are going to do something with a little festive touch to it. Okay. I'm going to get you in real close here because I'm not really sure how well you can see it, but I know you can see parts of it. Donna's from North Carolina here, and Deanna from Oregon has joined the party as well. What I did was I used 3 different color threads on this inside Spinifex rotation. Not only are they different colors, but as I'm gonna show you, they're metallic. And nothing says the holidays quite like metallic, glitzy thread, right? So I'm going to show you how I did this. And then what I did is I've got our Spinifex here, or I'm sorry, our Circles on Quilts here. And with that, I outlined it in silver and did a little free motion going to show you how. But what's interesting is this big circle here with those beautiful feather-like protrusions on them is part of the embroidery set. And it is from our Embroidery Feathers collection. So let's go ahead and get started on this. You'll see I've got 16 rotations. And what I've done is I've come here and started rotation 1, 5, 9, 13 will be done in red. And then we're going to switch thread and I'll show you how we're going to do the rest. Now, what's nice about this is that we don't have to move things all over the place. We are just going to stitch with each color as we go. Okay, let me move you back here. I want you to be able to see this really well. Oh, Kathy has made it. Good evening. Nice to see you, Kathy. And Pam is here. She lives in Temple. Ah, and she has Kale McDonald is a neighbor. Isn't that awesome? People can meet. Now, one of the things that I do want to talk to you about when using the metallic thread. I have a metallic needle. What I've got in here is a 9014. And we've got a little game of catch me if you can happening here under my feet. What I did do on the back is I put in a size 60 thread. I wanted a lighter thread because what I want you to see is I did use a pre-wound embroidery bobbin on the back, and I am so happy with how this looks. I think it just looks beautiful. Right. So I'm trying my best to replicate that. Okay? I'm going to get myself set up here. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead, put my template on. Foot goes down. We're going to pull the metallic thread and the bobbin thread up. And I do not use metallic in the bobbin. Now, some machines, what we need to do when we use a metallic thread is we need to loosen our tension on top. I will tell you, I am tonight using, guess, you'll never guess, right? My Singer 301, of course. And I don't have to make any adjustments to my machine to run this thread. I've not had any problem with this thread at all. I have used it on the embroidery machine as well. And if you're going to use it on the embroidery machine, my suggestion would be slow the machine down. You definitely want to keep that 9014 metallic needle in there. And the reason I emphasize the metallic is because the eye is quite a bit larger and it will cut down on the amount of friction that the thread will have as it's going through. So here we are taking my one stitch in place. I also, when I'm using metallic, like to slow down a little bit as if I'm not slow enough, right? And you guys know I'm slow, but it just seems to work out a little better. Now, the only problem I've ever had with this is sometimes it gets caught in my machine. And right now the spool is winding weird. There we go. We got that fixed. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here and remember, I'm only doing my red thread on the 4 crosshairs, north, south, east, and west. So I'm not going to go here. I'm going to go all the way over to here. And I'm going to do the next rotation. I already have half of it done for us, or else we'd be here for a whole hour watching me stitch these in, because I do go a little slow. Don't forget to take that extra stitch when you get to the uh, outer portions of the template. Okay, so now this is a practice piece for me, so I am not going to bury the threads. Okay, my suggestion would be if you're doing this for a piece, I would go through and bury the threads. So now what I need to do is I need to change color thread as Ken's trying so diligently to get this thread working. Okay, there we go. We'll get that one out. I'm going to put green on next. Okay, and this is the green color. I'm using Christmas red and Christmas green. And here we go. We're going to go ahead, put that on. And I do like this because it really does not take a whole lot of skill to hit that eye of the needle, which for me could sometimes be a challenge, but that's just me, right? And there we go. And we'll go ahead and we will thread this. I do suggest putting the foot down. It makes finding that so much easier. There we go. Put my foot back up. I'm going to put my template back on. And now I am going to do the green thread on the 4 45-degree lines only. No, this is not glamour thread. This is from King Star, and it is their metallic thread, and it is very thin, as you can see, and it just has a beautiful, beautiful, really nice sheen to it. It's not anywhere near as large as the glamour thread. And I find that I can use this thread on any machine and it will act just like normal thread. It does not act like metallic. As I said, I have not made any adjustments to my tension. Normally with metallic thread, we need to loosen up that top tension a bit, but I have not had to do this with this thread. And in the embroidery machine, it looks beautiful as well, with the caveat that you really would be well served to turn the speed down on your embroidery machine. Now, I could have embroidered the frame to this design, which is right here, with the metallic thread as well. And it would just add another dimension of sparkle and holiday cheer. Oh, what I will do with this more than likely is I will add 2 more blocks to this and put it on a sideboard as a table runner. So when I set out my decorations, they'll have something very pretty to sit on. Make sure we're going here, and then I'm gonna check comments. Isn't that cool? You know, I was thinking about this while we were doing an embroidery project. We change our colors for embroidery a lot, but we very seldom ever change our colors of thread for ruler work. So why not? It's not gonna hurt anything. It's gonna look beautiful when it's done. So I got the green finished. Next color is going to be this rich gold. I really, really like this rich gold. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay. Terry's here. Sharon's here from Delaware. Chris is here from up the road. Hi, Chris. She just joined in, and Terry's down in Illinois. And yeah, Linda, no, this is a different brand. And greetings from Florida with Pat. And Becky's here. Okay. Linda likes the look of this thread, and it is beautiful. And Linda Lombardo just got some of this. She hasn't had a chance to try it yet. It is gorgeous. It really is. Marcia's a little late. That's okay, Marcia from Illinois. Becky, hi, my buddy. You're here from Washington. So good to see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this gold on next. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know how I got introduced to this thread, where I first found it or picked it up, but my chances for me were probably at a quilt shop someplace. I had never seen it before and wanted to try it. So after I tried it, I wanted more. And I went to find it, and you know what? It's hard to find. I don't know where I ended up getting most of it, but I do have a nice array of colors. Not every one that's made, I'm sure. So I am going to go back to my center and pull my bobbin thread up again. And you'll see this is the reason that I do like to have the lighter weight of bobbin thread. And I did not cut my bobbin thread off of the last one. There we go. So now I need to pull it up again. You guys know that I do this a lot, right? But that's okay. There we go. And again, I did not use the tack position on this one because it would have gone outside of my line here, and I did not want to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and put this in and take that off. Those of you who've got newer templates, you don't have the gates, you have needle channels. I am jealous of you because I do very much like the needle channels. Ah, Jeannie's here. Hi, Jeannie. Sandra's here. Oh, my goodness. And Sandy is here. Barb is here from Minnesota. Hey, there's my friend Vonnie from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hi, Vonnie. So good to see you. And I believe congratulations are going to be in store for Vonnie. So don't forget to watch the launch party on December 13th. Okay, we're going to have some really exciting announcements on the 13th. I'd love to see you all there. I will be there. I will be live during that broadcast. Okay, there. I finally got my thread straightened out. Okay, my one stitch in place. The other thing I like about this, unlike the Glamour, this does not get huge bundles of thread in the center. And like our 40 weight thread, our 35 weight threads, those specialty 12 weight threads, they can get real deep, in here. And these threads are so thin that they don't build up to be difficult to stitch through. And we're going to put these on the last rotations on our 16 point. rotation, center motif. Okay, and we'll do these last two. And then I've got something I think is a little fun we're going to use with our circles on quilts. And it might be something you've never seen done before. I know one person who was at my house earlier today and saw it, said, "That is so cool. I didn't know you could do that." I won't name any names, right, Christine? Okay. And you can go a little faster with this. It's just I tend to be slow, but if you're one of those quilters that goes with your pedal all the way to the floor without turning your speed down, you may really want to turn your speed down a little bit. With any metallic thread, you're going to want to do that. So I don't know, Vonnie, if you guys have this thread in stock down there, but it is awesome thread, and I really, really like it. Ooh, we've got a few more. Roxanne is here. Thank you, Roxanne. And Mary, my friend from up north, is here. Okay, Jan wants to know the name again, and it is called Quilted Joy has it. Oh, that's so good to know. Thanks, Linda. This is called Fugix King Star. And these are 1,000-meter spools. It is polyester. And like I said, I just love it. I love the way it looks, the way it sparkles. And more so, I love how it stitches up. It's just awesome. So I don't know how much of the sparkly you can see here, but you'll see the different colors and how pretty they show up. Next thing we're going to do is this little section, which is going to come around. Now, this I think is kind of important. It's something to note. If you're Oh, Vonnie said they do have King Star as well. So Green Bay has King Star, um, Anna's Sewing Center. Yeah, yeah. So if you're in Green Bay, that's where you can purchase it. Okay, so my next color I'm putting in here is silver, and that's going to be here. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to use my circles on quilts, which of course needs a tack in the center, right? But I don't want to put a tack through this because that looks really, really good right now, other than that piece of thread I didn't clip off. And I don't want to wreck that by putting a tack through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of Danelle McAdams' tricks. And this is it. I've taken some R&K tape. I went ahead and made a little cross on it. I marked where the center line is, and then I put my tack so it came out. Now, to make sure I've got it placed correctly, all I need to do is line up these lines with the crosshairs on my fabric. And there we go. Okay, so let's get that circles on quilts out. And I'm using set one. If you're older at ruler work like I am, you probably picked up set one. Oh, Kathy Dewey's here. Hi. And Barbara, you made it in here from Sudbury, Ontario. How nice to see you. If you have set one and set two, you will notice for the newer ruler quilters out there, set 3 contains set 1 and set 2. So if you have set 1 and set 2, you don't need set 3. If, however, you only have set 1, my suggestion, get set 3, give set 1 to somebody who's just starting out. You'll be happy to have them, okay? Because set 1 and set 2 are half-inch increments. Set 3 is quarter-inch increments, okay? And one of these days, we're going to end up doing a show on the circles on quilts, and we'll explain all that further. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put this on, and that's the wrong one. I'm going to take this one. I think it's this one. Hmm. No, it was the first one, and it's not. What I am looking for, hmm, well, I think this is very interesting because the one I used had to have come out of this package, and now I can't find it. Okay, let me see where I would have put it. You guys know me. I'm constantly putting stuff down and not able to find it again. So let me go ahead and get my other ones out here. Maybe I put it back in the wrong package. It would be something I would do. Okay, not that one. Okay, there it is. That's the one. I put it back in the wrong package. Leave it to me. Okay, so I am using the 4.5 inch on this particular design here, but I'm going to do something a little different. Oh, Barbara, thank you. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. Oh, you know, I am so fortunate. You guys just roll with me doing these silly things, and I just appreciate you so much. I really do. So, you know what the problem is here, guys? Part of my design has drawn in, okay? And so that's why, and I'm looking at the wrong place too. And that's why I'm having a little bit of a struggle. This is the one I want right here. And this is the 4 inch. Okay. I had the right one the whole time, didn't realize it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, remember with this particular template, and I'm going to just pull my dark paper up here so we can talk about this for just 1 second. Remember on these, you need to stay on the outside or the inside tract. And the reason that that is necessary is because the template has to be cut a little larger for the foot to be able to move around. If the template was cut the exact same size as the foot, it would bind up on the circle on this circular part. So we have a little extra room to play with. And I'm going to show you just how I chose to play with that little extra room, okay? Here we go. I get that's this thread is really thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around And just to make it easier to stitch, I'm gonna go backwards. Okay, there we go. I'm going to ride the first line of stitching that I'm gonna do on the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Pull that bobbin thread up. The other key is don't lay your hand on top of that tack. It's sharp. It will draw blood. Don't ask me how I know that, okay? I'm sure you guys know how I know that. Okay, let's get that bobbin thread up here, guys. Okay, there it is. There it is. Beautiful. And like I said, this is fine thread, and it really is. Cut a little more off here and put my foot down and my needle down. Now, I'm going to ride along the edge that's closest to the center. Take the first stitch in place, and we're gonna head. Make sure your needle is down when you move your template. That's always important. I'm not getting too far out of here, am I? Okay. Hi, MW. It's so good to see you. Okay. We're going to go a little bit further here. We only have half of this to do. And come out a little more. Down. And I'm going to meet up with the first half that I already put on here. There we go. Now I'm going to move my foot so that it rides the upper half instead of the lower. So I'm going to take one stitch, moving my foot up, and now I'm going to come back around, this time riding along the top. And what that gives us is two beautifully even lines of stitching. It was like an echo. Ken picked up on that. He said, like an echo. And I said, yes, exactly like an echo. And it just is perfect. Now, my question to you guys, Ken's going to take a tally. How many of you guys have done this before? Taken your circles on quilts and run two lines, one running on the lower half and one running on the upper part. Because I know I can't be the only one who has done this. And you guys always blow me away with your, whoops, there, I got out of there a little bit, with your creativity. And that's so awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to stop here. Now we're going to take that off. I can let go now of my pin. I'm done using it. And if you look up here close, you see you have two perfectly spaced lines of stitching. Isn't that cool? I thought it was so good when I figured that out. Kathy says she's not done this. Suzanne's done it, not done it, but they will in the future. Oh, Joyce, yes, no problem. We've got it recorded for you to watch later. Yeah, yeah, it really is kind of cool. Now, to finish this little thing, what I want to do with this little channel that's around here, and I'm not going to show you a lot of it, just a little bit of it. I know some of you ladies out there do free motion. And I know not everybody does. However, I'd like to see everybody try a little bit with their rulers because it can just add that extra layer of design to it. And that's what I'm going to show you here. Okay, this is very easy. I'm just curving and coming straight up to the top. When I get close, I'm just going to curve down. The key to doing a nice, smooth design is to know the rhythm of your machine and stitch with the rhythm of your machine. When you find that perfect speed, you'll be able to just keep continuing the design without stopping, and it will feel very, very natural. And this is really all there is to it. Again, the key is to not stop like that because I have to, because this is the only thing that I have a problem with this thread. It's so fine on my 301 that it gets caught right there. It sometimes jumps out of the thread guide and I just need to stop and move it and then make sure I come back down exactly where I came up. And we'll go ahead and do just a little more of this. And you know what? If you get off, it's not the end of the world. It really, really isn't. Oh, I didn't move the camera back. Sorry. Oh, Linda's here from El Paso. Hi, Linda. How are you tonight? Here we go. Gonna go back and just come backwards and forwards. It's just like a simple piano key, really. And that's all I'm gonna do for now. Okay, I just kind of wanted to show you how how you can easily dress things up. Don't be afraid. Yeah, definitely don't be afraid. Who said that? Ken said that. He said, "Don't be afraid." I love it. Okay, so you'll see how this just adds another element here. So this is done with silver thread. The center I did with red, green, and gold. And then what I did out here was I just did some small meandering and I used the green metallic thread on it. And like I said, I'm going to put three of these together to make just a table runner to put on the sideboard. So when I put my decorations out, they'll have someplace pretty to sit on. What do you guys think? Do you think this is worth a try? Yeah, it does puff up in the center, Bonnie. You're absolutely right. And you know how to make it um, even puffier? I use 80/20 batting. But if you want it to be really, really pretty, put a layer of wool batting on top of it, and it will give you that gorgeous puffiness that only quilting can do. That's all. Only quilting can do it. Oh, Irene's here from Brisbane, Australia. Welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you could make it. So this is the first thing I have to show you tonight. Okay, so this is our Spinifex 5, and that really is our template for the night. Now, one thing I want to talk to you about, if you don't have an embroidery machine, you can't put this embroidery on. What you can do, okay, is you can take your circles on quilts. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to just tell you. I'm going to show you what you can do. Okay, here we go. I've got one all set up and ready for us to work with. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay that circle down here with the tape. Now, I don't have to. I could use the going through the tack could go through this quilt sandwich because there's nothing else on it right now. Okay, so let me show you how we could make that circle and use our templates. I'm gonna come over here. I like to start at number 1, okay? So this is just gonna be number 1. Hello. I know I can grab it. I really do. Okay, I'm gonna put this in. I'm just gonna set this aside for now. I know that I am at the right spot, and that's right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that up, put my template on, and I will need to take this off. No big deal. It can go right back on. That's why we have the tape on there. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, did I pull that bobbin? No, I did not. And I definitely want to pull that bobbin up. Oh, little more stitching on this one. But you know what? That's what we love to do, girls, right? Linda said that I really like that. That's so awesome, Linda. And she's gotten better with free motion after doing ruler work. And what ruler work is guided free motion. So to me, it would only follow. Donna says, nice. The template in feathers might be nice too. And she's absolutely right, Donna. It would be gorgeous using the feathers also. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to do one rotation here. Remember, it's important to be able to stitch your templates in each direction because if you're working on a large quilt, you are not going to want to try and turn that for every rotation. It just does not work. And we're going to be using more and more of those in our future. Okay, I'm going to put the pin back now, exactly where I got it from. Okay, yeah, it was in my finger too. Eh, there we go. Over there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my circles on quilts back on here. See how beautiful that works? Now I'm going to stitch to the next line and stop. I could do this 16 rotations. I could do this 32 rotations. I accidentally, oh, let's get rid of this thread over here. Okay, put that gate back in, line on my template again, and now we're going to come here and we're going to put another one on. Nice and easy. Stitch length just a little shorter. The more I've used a shorter stitch length because I'm doing curved designs, the more I like the shorter stitch length. So I have a feeling that as I evolve, which I am still evolving as a ruler quilter, I'm going to be using that shorter stitch length a lot more than I first did. Now I'm going to come and I'm going to go to the next one. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take that off. And then after we get to the number 4, or I'm sorry, after we get to the horizontal halfway mark, I'm going to do one other thing I want to show you with this particular design, okay? This is a very pretty design. I think it's a very regal design. I know that's kind of a weird word, isn't it? Oh, okay. Yeah, Linda, you're absolutely right. The paisley template by Donna would look really, really nice in here. I love how you're alternating. Yeah, we can alternate templates anytime we want, any way we want. You know, this is what's so fun about this. We can do it to make it look like nobody else's. We are the only ones in the world who've done this design. And you know what? There will be some that you will be the only one who's ever thought of it. And that makes it fun. Okay, take that off, put this back on. All right, and put this back out. Now we're going to do, whoops, one more. And then I want to show you something a little different.
Name of that tape.
This tape or the pink tape?
I don't know which did the spec for.
Who asked about the one?
Teresa.
Teresa, which tape are you talking about, darling? Is it
Pink.
the pink is R&K tape? It's in that second drawer on the right over there, honey. It's R&K embroidery tape. It works great. A lot of the ruler gals use it to hold their gates in place as well. And you will see some of mine do have it. Thank you. There should be one in a package. This is what it looks like. I might have one in. Yep, there he found it. Good man. Thank you. This is the way that it comes. It's R&K embroidery perfection tape. And we have found it to be extremely useful in ruler quilting. Any local quilt shop should have that for you. If they don't, ask them if they can get it. I will tell you from personal experience, I was a small shop, a small business quilt shop. And when my customers came in and wanted something, I did everything I could do to make sure that they had that item available to them. Okay. Because that's what we do, you know? We're quilters. We want you guys to have all of the things that you want. Notice I said want, not need. Want. That's really important. I probably shouldn't say that with my.
Kathleen asked a question.
Okay.
Are you putting the spin effect template on the pin to keep the distance even?
No, I am not. I am not. I'm keeping the distance even because I'm leaving my foot with my needle down when I take my circles on quilts off. And I will show you in more detail as soon as I go ahead and get this in, okay? So this is going to be a little different look that I'm going to give you, but let's check it out. I think it will look very nice. Here's the outside, which is what we've been doing. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to twist it to the inside as well. And let's take a look and see what that's going to be when we get that all done. Okay. Now, if you really want to be a fancy pants, you could change your thread color as well. I don't think we have enough time to do that tonight, though. Yeah. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this back down. Remember, when you're doing this, you wanna make sure that you have markings that are not going to just brush off. So what I do is I use my compressed chalk pencil instead of my, chalk aligner with the invisible, Pounds powder in it, because that can get brushed off. It fades quite easily. Yes, thank you, Ken, for that word, faded. Okay, so I'm going to the next line. We're going to go ahead and change this up again. There we go. Now line that up. No, Ken said you can't be in a hurry doing this. Who noted that, honey?
Me.
Ken did. I thought one of you girls said that. It was Ken. No, you want to take your time when you're doing projects like this. To me, this is just like this is so relaxing. It really is. So what I'm gonna do, I didn't need to take that off either, but I did anyway. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to line this up with the tip going to the inside. And we're gonna get a very pretty design out of this. And back out to our big circle. I'm a firm believer that there is no such thing as too much stitching. I know a few of you know me well enough to understand that statement. Okay, here we go. We're going to put this back on. We're going to stitch over to the next reference line. Okay. Again, I am using the metallic thread on here too, just so you guys are aware. Again, I am using a smaller bobbin thread. I'm using 60 weight because the metallic thread is so fine. I just think that it works better. And you know what? It may be my imagination too. Just lost my foot there for a second. I want to get at least two more on here so we get a real good idea of how this design is going to work out. Okay. Don't like to leave you guys holding.
Needle are you using with the metallic thread?
Thank you for asking. It's a great question, actually. I am
Kathy do it.
Kathy. I should have known. It's Kathy. She always asks the best questions. Kathy, I am using a metallic 9014 on this particular one. And with this thread, I have had absolutely zero issues. Now, with that said, I want you guys to remember, if you're having any issues with thread at all, don't be afraid to put sewer's aid on it because that will help to condition any thread you have, not just metallic, but any regular thread or, there was a thread I was doing the other day and Nancy knows, but I don't remember. It was embroidery. I was doing some embroidery and I was having trouble with one of the colors. I put the sewer's aid on, no problem. So it really does help condition our thread. And it's a small price. A lot of these things don't cost a whole lot. But man alive, when you're in the middle of a project and things are going funny, You definitely wanna have those items available to you. I almost put the wrong template back on. There we go. And we're gonna do one facing out. Make sure I'm lined up there.
That is coming out very pretty.
Thank you.
I do have an embroidery machine, but this is a nice work line.
It is. I think it really is. Because not everybody has embroidery machines, right, Chris? And you may want the look. So we can definitely give you the look. And right now, my little embroidery machine has to go to the machine doctor. So, okay, we're going to do one more set here. And you see, even at that, even though we're doing a lot of flipping around here of templates, and we're also flipping around a lot of positioning, it's really not taking all that long. It'd be better if my thread hadn't torn, but you know what? Hey, stuff happens. It's not the end of the world. Okay, now we're going to come out here, and this will be our last one. Go ahead and take that off. And do one more rotation, facing out.
Peggy says, I love you don't have to break thread.
Oh, yeah. Breaking thread to me is like a curse. Anytime you don't have to break thread, it's a good day. Oh, for sure. Is that Cactus, Deb? Yeah.
You know this stuff.
She does know her stuff. She keeps telling everybody she's a beginner. She's way beyond beginner status as far as I can see. Okay, and this will be the last one we'll do on this side. Are y'all anxious to see what it's going to look like when the templates come off? I know I am. I did not do this earlier. So we're all seeing this for the first time together. Isn't that awesome? Okay, needle up, thread out. Let's go ahead and snip that off and snip off that bobbin thread. Oh, come on, you. And here we go. What do you guys think? I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. And we're getting, I mean, this is cool. This is going to end up with just a little tiny circle in the center here. Now, if you really want to get fancy, you could take two different templates and do this. You could take a larger template out on this side and a smaller template on the inside. There are so many different things. Oh, you guys liking this? Good. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like it. It's just fun stuff. And that's the way that you're really going to learn to get the most out of your templates is by going ahead and playing with them. Just draw them out, draw them out, draw them out. We have paper is cheap. It really is. And all we need to do is pull out our little stitching line discs and a piece of paper and grab our templates and start drawing. And you just never know what you're going to come up with. Like I said, I had not stitched this out before, so it was a surprise. Okay, Ken said, what was that? Becky Michaels. Okay, let's take a look at what Becky has to say. I love that. I never thought of using my minis like that. You know what? This is the 3.5 inch, Becky. This isn't even the mini size, but I could so easily see that mini size being done on the inside and then the 3.5 on the outside. That would be awesome too. Okay, like a Joyce says that's like a Mandela. And you know what? You're right. Because we could come in and we can continue building off of these and connecting them in any way we wish. There's a lot of opportunity here. Okay, metal, yellow, first red. Yeah, you're right, Sandy. Oh, you guys like it? Okay, great. I'm glad that it's giving you all some new ideas too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I want to connect these guys. Okay, so let's take a look at how we would do that. And I'm going to go ahead and lay my tape back down, put myself back up so you can see the machine.
Okay, bro.
Huh? Ken said I could do it. Yeah. Okay, so now this is interesting, and I really want to show you this. I think this is great. If we put our foot in now, I'm going to put this around this way so that you can see the numbers. Okay. If we put our foot in, this is going to be the one that's going to bring our stitching on the outside of these rotations, but it's going to leave a hole here. Our stitching is going to come about a quarter of an inch off the top. So let's take a look at the 7.5 inch. That's the even numbers. Here's the odd numbers at 7.5 inches. Remember, half inch is going to give us a quarter inch difference on each side, and that's what makes it a half an inch. And by golly, look at here. It looks like we're just going to hit the tops of those rotations. Let's try it out and see what happens. You all know that I've not done this before, so we're seeing failures or successes live. Okay. And I think we did that in a class just recently. Asked the students, is this one a success or is this one a failure? And sometimes they are. It's okay. Somebody else might look at it and say, I don't think it's a failure. I think it looks gorgeous. Okay, so I'm coming up right at the top of these rotations. Can you see well? Okay, let's put you in here. Okay, so Jan asked, that is the Spinifex 5, right? Yes, it is a Spinifex 5, Jan. And could I use a triad diamond? Yes, I certainly could. And the triad diamond, Jan, would be gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So see, you guys are thinking all the time, and that's awesome. Okay, let's take my stitch in place. Now around we're gonna go. Now this time I'm just joining them, but I could add more templates to them. Okay. You see, I even do circles slow. Oh, goodness. My poor husband has to live with me going slow when I do anything. Except when I'm trying to beat him to the bathroom. I gotta tell you guys, I win every time. Okay, and we're just gonna remember, have your needle down. Guys, I am loving this.
Perfect.
Huh?
Perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely perfect. And if you have to smush your fabric a little bit, go ahead and smush it. It's your fabric. There's no fabric police here to tell you you can't. It's your project, right, Ken? It's your project. You do it the way you want it, and don't apologize for it. And you know what else, girls? Don't tell everybody, "Oh, I didn't do a very good job. Oh, look at the mistake I made." Boy, that was the hardest thing for me to do. It really was. But you know what? Since I quit apologizing for it, I think I'm a lot happier person. Ah, here we go.
Nobody ever beat a
Nope, here we go. So now I've put another circle on circles on quilts in a 7.5 inch. And there we go. Love it. Oh no, Becky's power just went out. I'm so sorry, Becky. Oh. That's tough. So what do you think? I think it's this leaves a whole lot of area for things like templing, for using our Inktense pencils. There's a whole lot of stuff we could do. If you just want to do this in a circle and put a spinifex or any other type of motif here in the center, or do some free motion stitching, or put an embroidery here in the center, my goodness, there's a whole lot we can do. Oh, Pacola, thank you so much. Linda, thank you. Vonnie, I appreciate that so much. Linda, my Michigander friend, thank you so much. Tammy loves the design as well. You know what, guys? I love bringing these to you so much. I really do. You have all become friends. You're not just a name on a computer, and I really appreciate your loyalty and coming in each week. And of course, Ken for being here to help us out. That just means the world to me. Marcia, thank you so much.
maybe someday I can get my own microphone.
Hey, Ken says maybe someday he'll get his own microphone. What do you think? You think we should let him have one? I'm not so sure. Oh, what I want you guys to do is to have a great rest of your evening. I want you to remember tomorrow morning we are doing the grand leaf, I believe. And we are going to have some fun with that as well at 8 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Pacific, and 9 o'clock Eastern in the morning. And then my husband and I are going to head out to our sewing machine store, which is about an hour down the road. Going to drop my embroidery machine off for much needed repairs. Sandy, I love it. She, she says poor Ken needs to interject too. Yes, he does.
They can't.
Yeah, he's talking in the background. You guys don't know it. That's all. So, Sandy, yes, we will get him his own microphone. Oh, don't forget, subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget that you can find me on 906quilting.com. And you can find me on the YouTube channel 906 Quilting. You can also find me on sewsteady.com under the education tab. And I am on the instructors page. And Jan says, oh, okay, Joyce says, "Oh, thank you, Joyce. Thank you." Echoing poinsettia. Jan is and Jan was in my poinsettia class we just had, and it was so much fun. I miss you guys already.
He is no.
Oh, Fran, you are new. You are over on 906 Quilting Services. Thank you so much. And if you're able to make it tomorrow morning, I'll look forward to seeing you. Otherwise, until we meet again, let's quilt.